In this video, I'm going to be showing you the WWF European title that I ordered from Big Time Belts on Facebook. I've ordered with them in the past and I love their work so much, I had to place another order with them.
Shut up and take my money!
And he told me he accepts PayPal, which is how I paid for the belt. From there, I waited 2 months and it was delivered with UPS. And here is the WWF block logo, European Championship, made by Big Time Belts, Mohammed Zubair. This European title has the block logo up top, and you may notice that it has the World Wrestling Federation painted in black. Now, it looks like from pictures in the past that it was originally painted. You can see pictures of the British Bulldog holding this belt, and I believe Shawn Michaels holding it, and the paint has quickly faded, and I think it looks better with the World Wrestling Federation painted in black, because if it was not painted and it was just your standard gold along the main plate, it would almost get lost in the main plate design. At least with the black, it kind of breaks it up to where you can see the World Wrestling Federation. I could not tell you all of these flags. I'm sorry. I was never good at geography and learning flags and history and all that, so apologize in advance. But I will say I love the way the globe looks. It is the blue in the background. It's not your standard blue. This is more like a sky blue, almost like a light blue. It's not like a darkish blue. European banner in red. All of your flags at the bottom with like a little flower petal. That's what it looks like to me over here off to the sides. Your first side plate with a red WWF logo at the top. World Wrestling Federation in blue with the classic block logo. You can see here that the tooling wraps around the outer side plate. Right here in the classic Jamar style, kind of like a smoking skull belt, with like that added extra outline around the tooling. And then this is the special one right here. This is the old Jamar style side plate. You would see this on a lot of the older belts. I think there was a couple ECW belts that had this. I think some WCW belts had this as well. And if you look at pictures in the original WWF, you saw this Jamar Beltster side plate with his phone number and stuff on it, to where you could actually call him up and place orders. As far as the leather goes, this is some really good leather. I like this a lot. I know I say that a lot, but I do. I like it a lot. It feels really good. To me, I will not get this belt re-leathered. To me, the leather is really nice, with the snaps, or where it kind of fails just a little bit. There is a little bit of slight tarnish on the snaps. I feel like I say this all the time. A lot of belt makers kind of skimp out on the snaps. They're not really that good. It's probably the weakest part of some belts. A lot of them are tarnished. Maybe if you upgraded, you would have super shiny gold snaps. I don't know. I don't ever order upgraded belts. I usually just stick with standard definition, but these do appear to be a little faded. The gold color is lost a little bit, and there is a little bit of tarnishing on one or two of the snaps, but not a big deal. I'll leave it the way it is. Plain, minimal tooling going along the snap box. And if you notice, there is no stamp on this belt. I'm a big advocate for belt makers putting their stamp on their work. That way somebody doesn't try to pawn this off later on. Like, hey, I've got a classic Shields European title. At least if a maker puts their stamp on the leather, nobody can try to scam somebody in these Facebook groups, because I see it all the time. So Mohammed Zubair, Big Time Belts, start putting your stamp on your belt. That way everybody knows it's your work. That's just my opinion. You should always stamp your work. The plates are 4mm zinc. Here's what the leather looks like. Folds right over. Of course, there is no belt tip on this belt. Nothing is weighing it down. Just for your standard side plates. Here's a look at the back of the belt. Nice center bolt for support. This is just plain black backing. Part of me thinks I should have asked him. I should have asked him to put red backing on this. I think that would have popped. But that's just me. Y'all know me and backing. I think this would look really cool with some bright red backing. But god dang, I love this belt. And if you are on the fence about ordering from Big Time Belts, I would say go for it. But I will say this. I will be 100% completely honest with you with saying this. There's a friend in the belt hobby. He goes by Andy B. Andy B was ordering a belt from Big Time Belts, and it looked terrible. I'm just being honest with you guys. It looked terrible. There was like scratches on it. The paint looked bad. It did not look good. It was the current WWE Tag Team title that he was getting booted from Big Time Belts. He was getting it made, overseas instead of just buying it from WWE shop. So my opinion, always see what a belt maker is going to do with the belt first. A lot of these belt makers are saying, hey, I'll be the first one to make this belt and I'll be the first one to make that belt. Don't jump the gun and be the first person to buy it. That's just my opinion. Wait until these belt makers have actually made a few of those belts and start actually doing a really good job on that belt. This right here, I think, is one of those belts that you could buy from Mohammed Zubair, and I think it would be a great belt. So I got to thank Joey Gray in these belt groups for telling me that Mohammed Zubair does a great job. Got to thank Ben Walker for saying that Mohammed Zubair does a great job and is somebody that can be trusted, because this is one of my favorite belts in my collection. And I'm so thankful that they gave me that recommendation, because now I own 2 belts from Big Time Belts, and I love them both so much. So I definitely recommend checking them out on Facebook if you can. They're on Facebook under Big Time Belts, Mohammed Zubair. If you're interested in picking up a WWF European title, hey, tell them that you saw one of my videos. And yeah, get yourself one for yourself. All right, I got the European title down on the table. Let's do a snap test, make sure everything lines up. I recommend, if you have a new belt, always do one of these snap tests. Make sure the snaps line up. Sometimes you'll get belts and they'll be misaligned and they'll be, it just won't be a good time. So I recommend you make sure that you snap these up. And yep, everything does snap up perfectly. You can snap it together, put it down on the table. Everything lines up perfectly, just like so, just like that. You can display it, take all your pictures that you want to, for all the new belt day posts and things like that. So yeah, everything looks good. Everything lines up. Unsnap it. Super easy, super easy. And here's a close-up look at what the edges of the belt look like. This is just normal from Mohammed Zubair. Normal standard work. All the edges are nice and smooth. Feels good. Nothing is rough. So I'm going to shine my light down on it so you guys can see everything really, really good one more time. The leather on it, fantastic. Lots of fingerprints on it because I do handle this belt a lot. I love it. I take a lot of pictures with it. He is one of my favorite belt makers to go to for a belt. I think Big Time Belts. I think great custom belts. I usually go with epic quality titles. I really like all their work. So yeah, big shout out to Big Time Belts for this awesome European Championship. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If you like this video, leave a like. Subscribe if you are new. And again, thank you to Mohammed Zubair for making this awesome European title. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.